I wish I would have never went to college. I mean, I just think about life and, you know, my surroundings and people that I see. And I know a lot of it has to do with the media or whatever, but it's like, man, what's the purpose of going to college if you're just going to be in debt and have a low wage and work a job that you hate? I mean, just to go to a 2 year college, these are yearly numbers, 3,000 bucks. Who has 3,000 bucks fresh out of high school? Or to go to a public 4 year for a year, 9,000 bucks. Who has 9,000 bucks fresh out of high school? But it's always your family's dream for you to go to college, become the first person in your family to go to college, or you have to go to college to get a bachelor's degree, because what else are you going to do? They don't want you going down there to the union or the labor job like them, so what else do you do? So most people just take out student loans and they start on the path that most people start on, which is getting into debt and going to college and then getting done and being $40,000 in debt. And I mean, just look at the statistics, man. Over $1 trillion in student loan debt. Almost, 44, 45 million Americans with student loan debt. And 11% of them are going delinquent, so they mean they can't even pay it. And then the average monthly payment, $351 on student loan debt. Coming out of college, making 20 or 30,000 bucks a year. It's just ridiculous, man. I mean, and then you have the myths versus reality. They put you on track to pay it off, but most people usually pay it off in 21 years, man, which is crazy. I mean, $351 times 21 years, and that's not even including interest. It's freaking crazy. So, but I mean, I look at my situation and I'm blessed and I'm happy, with how my life and things turned out. You can always join the military and get them to pay for it, but it's basically like, hey, sign over your life if you want to go to college for free. And then what you do, you get done with college, and if you didn't go this route, you're in debt. But you've been going to college for so long that you have to have a nice sports car if you're a guy. You've been going to school all of this time and you've been broke and you're already in debt. So hey, what's another $25,000? And I mean, you're going out, you're trying to get a girl or whatever, then boom, you get the girl and the family pops up, dude, and you can't buy a crappy house. But then again, you don't want to buy a super expensive house that you can't afford, but it has to be enough where it makes you scratch your head. And basically at this point, it's not even what you want anymore, it's what your wife wants. So that's 350, 1,700 a month, to 20% down, 1,400 a month. And that's not even including taking care of your family, the car that you're about to trade in because you got to get a minivan, and your student loan that's $350 a month. It's just crazy, man. And what does all of this get you? All of this gets you a job and a family and hopefully a career. And I know most people might say, oh, well, you went to school, you got your bachelor's or your master's, you have a career now. And I mean, it's like, dude, is that all you want to, be remembered by? When you have people like CEOs that's making, where's Walmart? That's like the craziest one. 25 million a year while the average worker is making 22,000 a year. Or Ross or Kroger's, Starbucks, Macy's. And this isn't the hate on going to college, but I just feel like us as a society, we don't do it. We don't do things different ways. We're so set on this, you have to go to college way. And I mean, that may have worked for our families back in the day, but this is the information age. And in the information age, it's all about using your imagination and becoming a creator. I mean, all of these companies here, they were built off of ideals. A lot of these people didn't go to college. They had an ideal, and that ideal turned into millions. I mean, prime example, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, big huncho Amazon. This dude made over $100,000 a day last year. Not $100,000 a year like most people hope to make in their life. This dude made over $100,000 a day, like 24 hours, $100,000, like worth over $1 billion. Made $6 billion in April in 20 minutes with a B, not an M, not 1,000, not 100, a B, 6 billion. And this was all because he had an ideal. I commend people for that. I wouldn't say, oh well, I know a lot of people say this guy has too much money, he makes too much money. I mean, it's all about supply and demand and ideas and using your imagination and making a profit off of it. But I mean, if you choose to go to college and choose to get the bachelor's degree and get into debt, what you can expect is to get done with college, and you'll be here. You'll be in this range somewhere. And I mean, some of these numbers are good, but I mean, that's like for medical field and the IT field, 117, that's IT. 137, that's IT. So, a lot of these numbers are good, but, a lot of them aren't. The majority of them aren't. I mean, most of these numbers don't even go over 50,000 except for like 7 out of this 100-page PDF. So, this all was because he had an idea. That idea allowed him to, see it through and make millions and billions. And I'm pretty sure he had ideas that failed, but that's what it's about when you become, entrepreneur. And that's what I want to do. I mean, in my life, I think, I've done some successful things, as far as career-wise. I'm doing good in my career. I'm working in a dream job place, working basically kind of like my dream job. So, it all worked out for me. But I mean, I know a lot of people that it hasn't worked out for. And I mean, I think about, well, I'm doing okay now for myself, but what could my life have been like if I went to college and instead had an entrepreneur mindset to, develop ideas and try to make them work? Because one thing I noticed, I mean, you could have ideas, but you need time and you need resources to, make them come to fruition. So, and you can't do that when you have a family and you have bills and responsibilities to pay. That's why once you get out of high school, those 4 years are so critical, or even before you get out of high school, but definitely after. Those 4 years are so critical with you just like finding yourself and trying stuff. But I know most people don't want to feel left out, so what do? They jump into I have to go to college, I have to get into debt, and I have to, follow in my dad's footsteps or my mom's footsteps, or I'm going to shame the family. And then you get done and you're making $80,000 or $100,000 a year in the long run, not even at the beginning, but in the long run. And I mean, it's life. And I know a lot of people are happy with that. They're okay with that. But I mean, I'm not happy or okay with that. When you have guys like Amazon CEO making $6 billion in 20 minutes, or you have Mark Zuckerberg making his net worth being $70 billion. And like I said, I don't hate on these guys. I look up to these guys because I'm in the technology field, so that's what I do. But I'm not a creator. I'm I'm basically a worker. These guys had ideas, and they created those ideas, and those ideas reaped them billions of dollars. Or just like Elon Musk, this guy had plenty of ideas that failed. I know SpaceX failed plenty of times before it actually went up and brought him a good fortune or a contract. you know but that's what it's about. It's about having ideas and basically trying them out, and if it fails, just go to the next one. But you have to be willing to at least start. You'll never know where you'll get until you start. And so and this is just a chart of basically salaries annually. And this is like median household incomes. Like the highest income is $50,000. That's like 55 to 64. So that's like two people in a household working, making $50,000. And that's crazy, man. To think that you go into all of this debt to go to school and to get this bachelor's degree and to get this master's degree. And the worst part about it is people that get them don't even use them. Like, you don't even go into a career for the field that you took up in college. It's crazy. But the whole purpose of this video was just to say, take a step back. Becoming an entrepreneur or becoming a person that works for yourself. Of course, it'll take some sacrifice, but at the same time, it's like you can always do this. Like, you can work your regular job and find a way to make extra money, and eventually leave your regular job and go on to be independent and make more money than $50,000 a year. I mean, just look at this guy. I like this app because when I heard about it, I'm big into technology, so when I heard about this, I had to look it up. This is a long time ago though, but a lot of people know about Flappy Bird. And I mean, just think about it. This guy had an idea and created this simple app, kind of mocking it off of Super Mario. This app made $50,000 a day, not $50,000 a year, $50,000 a day. And I mean, this guy probably will never have to work again, even though this app was pulled from the App Store. This guy's still getting paid, crazy amounts of money off ads that's in the game from people that haven't deleted it. So I don't know. I just feel like college was a waste of my time. Like, I wonder how much money could I have made if I would have knew, or if I would have known that becoming an entrepreneur could reap more benefits. You don't have to wake up early and do a 9 to 5 and ask your boss when can you take off and only get 2 weeks out of a year. When you can wake up on your own time and do things yourself. And I'm not saying it's easy. A lot of people will say, oh, entrepreneur, it's easy. I know it's hard. I've talked to people that are entrepreneurs, and I consider myself a newbie, like getting into that realm of things that I have coming up. But it's like, dang, man, I gotta try, because if I don't, I'll just be stuck in a rat race. And everybody say, oh well, $100,000, yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's enough to live and to take care of yourself and to take care of your family. But why should I not be able to make millions like everyone else is? Why should I have to only make $100,000 a year or $120,000 a year? Why can't I make $6 million in 20 minutes? It's crazy. That's it. I just wanted to come to you guys with that thought, man, because I know a lot of people are graduating in May. So before you decide to sign on that dotted line and go to college, give your future some thought into becoming an entrepreneur, man. Think of, use your imagination. What are you good at? What can you build? What can you create? Become a creator. This is the information age when you can sell basically anything. You know, you can sell ideas, you can sell dreams, you can sell goals. You know, why would you want to go to work, wake up early in the morning and go to work for a whole day, have a boss telling you